Hi, my name is Tyler Anderson. Today's date is Wednesday, July 29th, 2026, and today we're filming a video source inspection for Sitek Process Solutions. We're going to describe the tool real quick and then get a process run going, and then we can describe what the tool is capable of, as well as the other product lines we can offer you. So, to begin, we're going to open the door and make sure that we have a cassette with our substrates in it. We are ready to go. We'll go ahead and close the door, and then we're going to press the start button. So this is going to be a Sitek 480 spin rinse dryer model. It's capable of 200 millimeter or 8-inch and below, which means that if you were wanting to potentially run up to 8-inch sometime in your process, we would recommend you go with this model because you're able to swap out the rotor. And then we have inserts which are going to allow you to size down to smaller sizes if, say, you're running 150 millimeter or 100 millimeter or anything below 200 millimeter. So currently we did a chem dispense run because that is what this customer had requested. So once we go chem dispense, we're going to be running a quick rinse cycle on it with DI water spraying into the chamber. And now we're already going into our purge cycle. We're going to purge the lines with N2 to make sure there's no DI left in it or any stagnant air. Following that, we go into our dry 1 cycle where we're going to spin at a higher RPM for a shorter amount of time, really allowing centrifugal force to sling that water off of the substrates. Once we go through our first dry cycle, we'll then move on to dry 2. That's where the heaters are really going to engage. We're going to slow the RPMs down, increase the duration of the run, and just make sure that all that remaining water that's on either the cassette, the substrates, the rotor, is just going to be able to actually evaporate and dry away. Typically, spin rinse dryers are used to rinse and dry substrates. This could be after a number of different processes. A common one would be something along the lines of a wet bench, where you're going to have an operator moving it through different process baths of chemicals into a QDR, and eventually, once they're done with their process, they're putting that entire cassette into the spin rinse dryer, doing a process run to, again, make sure we rinse off any of the excess chemicals or anything that may be left on the substrates, and then we're going to dry it to make sure they come out dry as well. As I mentioned, wet benches, we actually now do custom fabricated wet benches, both in manual and semi-automated. We can do a variety of bass types and configurations, whether we're doing N2 bubblers, megasonics, ultrasonics. We can do different types of heaters where we can maintain certain temperature set points as well as ambient as well. These can be filtered. There's really no limit to the amount of work we can do on a wet bench. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. I did forget in the beginning of the video to identify this tool. So the customer that sent this in, because our videos are uploaded to the web, we want to keep their privacy. It's going to be associated with PO number PUR457045. So this tool is in its final stage. So as we're building these brand new, we go through and make sure that we're using new components and new consumables. We'll build the tool up. We then go through and electro polish and any metal surfaces and chemically clean any metal surfaces as well. We'll build it up, move it along to our dry quality control area where we're going to test all the parts for functionality before they have facilities installed. We then move it to our final test area in here where facilities get installed. We run 50 different varying process recipes to ensure that when this tool arrives to you, you're able to plug it in and have confidence that it's going to be able to run whatever process you're wanting to achieve. In addition to the spin rinse dryers and the wet benches, we also do new box washers as well as refurbished box washers. We'll do mask cleaners and single wafer scrubbers that we integrate with our new Sitek control system. And then we also do chemical distribution units. That's going to include the actual distribution unit where it's a 55-gallon drum stationary delivery system. We also offer waste carboys, and these are both pump in and pump out. They're fully customizable just like the wet benches are to make sure that when we design your process with you, we're making sure that we're being safe, practical, and have a great interface that's user-friendly. We also provide drum lifters as well, so if you are using either a 35 or a 55-gallon drum, you're able to use the delivery system to move the drum on and off of the platform, and really anything that goes along with it. Included with all of this is typically we'll offer a parts package. So that's going to be an option to get you all the consumables and tooling needed to work on the tool, and a package all together that's going to provide you with a small discount on top of it. We always recommend that because if something were to happen, we keep a lot of parts on stock, but if for some reason it was out of stock, you're able to go to your shelf, pull that part off, get your tool back up and running the same day, and keep going with your process. In addition to the parts packages that we have a resource to help you out is we're going to post videos on our Sitek YouTube channel as well as our website for a troubleshooting and education playlist as well as a repair section. So if you do run into an issue with your spin rinse dryer, you're able to go to the troubleshooting playlist, watch a couple videos, understand how to troubleshoot and identify the issue with the tool. Once you do that, you go to the repairs section, and it's actually going to give you a step-by-step video on one of our technicians walking you through how to replace that specific part, how to get your tool back up and running. So we're currently in the dry 2 with about 10 seconds left on this, so we're going to wait. The rotor will ramp down in speed. It's going to upright into the 12 o'clock position, and then that's when we can go ahead to try to open the door. Forcing the door open or attempting to open the door before the process run is complete can lead to damage on the tool, so we definitely want to avoid that. So as I said, the rotor is going to be slowly ramping down. And it's going to upright here in just a second to the 12 o'clock position. Perfect, our light's going to change, letting us know, perfect, we had a successful process run. You can then open the door. You might see a few drops of water around the outside of the bowl. That's completely normal and it's totally okay to see. What we really wanted to notice is our substrates and cassette are dry and slightly warm to the touch. So therefore, we've done a successful process run. This tool is ready to send to our customer and be installed, at which point we'll come on site, do a free startup service where we're going to walk any technicians that want to learn how to operate the tool. We'll go through the actual Slick device controller that has a ton of different options and make sure that when we leave your site, this tool is up and running and ready to go for your process. If you have any questions on anything we discussed today or any interest in spin rinse dryers, wet benches, box washers, mask cleaners, or chemical distribution units, please reach out to us. You can either go sales@sitekprocess.com. You can reach me directly at tanderson@sitekprocess.com, or you can call our main directory line, which is 916-797-9000. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.